machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content, like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Everards, Barlow Blinds, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hollogram, Take Me, Newby Co, and the Foxes, Arms and Rainbows. We are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Leicester Fan TV for yet another Foxes Focus Fan Zone show. This week we are going to be talking about the FA Cup. Yes, the FA Cup is back. Leicester City are in the quarter-final of the FA Cup and we face Chelsea. It's going to be a tough game. We've got a bit of history with Chelsea in the FA Cup, as we all know. We'll see if Chilwell's playing or not. I don't know if he's fit. He rarely is, him and Fofana. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So get your comments in, hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'll be sending the link out as well for people to come and have a chat. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, as I said, welcome back to Leicester Fan TV. It is another Thursday. It feels like only yesterday that it was last Thursday and we were having a good old moan about financial fair play and talking about the whole game. But yeah, let's have a look who's here. Get your comments in, as I said earlier. Get your comments and hit the like button. Let me know that you're here. Highfields Fox here. Any chance of getting tickets when you, the same old lot, get them more? Are you on about the older people at Leicester? I don't know what you're talking about there, Highfields Fox, so let me know if you're talking about the season ticket holders and how many there are. It's tough to get season tickets and tickets in general now. It's a bit easier now than it was obviously last season and the season before when we were fighting in Europe and all of that. But yeah, season tickets still, you need to hit a threshold of points. And if you can't hit that threshold, then yeah. So the easiest way to get season tickets now, you just have to keep buying as many tickets to games as possible, get your points up, and then hope for the best, really. Craig is here. Craig Gilbert, hi. Locks, hi, Craig. Thanks for joining. David Fallows is here. Actually glad the first team get a long rest before the Bristol game. Oh, David, sorry to be that guy, mate. It really annoys me when people don't say Bristol City, right? Let me tell you why. Because I used to have a friend who was a Bristol... I say I used to have a friend. He's still alive, so I still have a friend who's a Bristol City fan, and he hated it. And I understand why. Because would you call Manchester City just Manchester if Man United weren't in the league, or the other way around? You wouldn't. You'd still call them Manchester City. So it's Bristol City. Bristol City. But yes, they do get a good break. The second tier squad deserve to start on Sunday. Well, it's an interesting one. We're going to talk about it because it's a very big talking point. Who do we play? Who do we rest? Do we need to rest because we have a 2-week break? Enzo rested a lot of players for the Bournemouth game, and luckily we still got a win. Thanks to Fatu, who coming off the bench, but. If you're a Leicester fan going down to Stamford Bridge for that game, I mean, we'll get Reedy on soon, and he said the same about the Bournemouth game, but you want to see your best players. You want to see the manager put out a team capable of winning a game, and, I know we still won against Bournemouth with the weaker side, but, Bournemouth, Chelsea, you'd imagine Chelsea's going to be the tougher game, so you probably need a strong squad to try and get a chance of winning it. But I hear what you're saying. Dawn's here, evening Locks and all. Yeah, evening Dawn, thanks for joining again every week you're here, so it's much appreciated. Maz is here. Good evening, Maz. Ivan as well. Hello, Locks. Hello, Ivan. Maz again saying good evening. Thanks, Maz. David Fowler says, fine, a long rest before we play Bristol Rovers BT. Oh, God, here we go. No, that was the first Leicester game I ever went to, Leicester versus Bristol Rovers. In the League One season, I want to say it was, and we won 2-1. Anyone with a good some people are good with scores and memory and stuff. So let me know if you remember that game, if it was 2-1. I'm pretty sure we won 2-1 that game. But yeah. Anyway, right now I am just putting in the link to the chat, or putting in the chat the link to the stream. So this is what it looks like. If you click that link, it will. I can never remember if it asks you to sign in or just give your name. Either way, do what it asks. Sign your life away, national insurance number and bank details and all that, and then come and have a chat with us and let us know what you think to the game coming up. So, breather, time to get Reedy in. He's been waiting back there, so here he is. Hello, Reedy, mate. You all right?
Yeah, good. You?
All good. You had a fresh trim?
No, definitely not.
When was your last haircut, mate?
No comment.
No comment. Mate, mine, honestly, I need to go for it. Mine just keeps growing. It grows so quick, it really annoys me. Twosome Foxes here. Robert Cardoza in Let's Go FA Cup number 2 for the Foxes. Let's start with this, really. Before we get to the ins and outs and the small details about who want to play and all that. Could Leicester win the FA Cup this season?
Well, I've always been an advocate of it, and people have been saying we should focus on the league. I get that completely. But you're in the quarter final now. You win it, you go to semi final in the Wembley. You've got to go for it for me. And as much as we are in probably a bit of a squeaky bum time in the league now, you've got a 2-week break. So obviously we'll get into the team predictions more later on. But like I say, for me, there's every chance you can get to semi final, and then it's what, two games to get to the final, and that's it. So it's a one-game thing. It's not like whoever's got the better team is going to win. It happens on any day. So any team can beat Man City. Anyone can beat anyone. So it all depends on who we get, and hopefully get through to the semi-final at least.
Here's a question for you and everyone in the chat. So as I said, get your comments in and let us know what you think. Would you rather us win the FA Cup this season or get promoted?
Well, it's promotion. It's promotion every day of the week.
I thought that would be the answer. Let me just change the question then. Would you rather us win the FA Cup or have to go through the playoffs? Sorry, if we win the FA Cup, it means having to go through the playoffs, or we just leave the FA Cup, whatever, and we get first, second place, whatever. If you had to pick, I know it's all silly questions.
No, I'd still say the Premier League. I still say you've got to get promotion, but again, people say, "Oh, we've got to focus it," and then it doesn't matter about the FA Cup. You still try and play and try and do what you can in the FA Cup. There's no point just putting out a reserve side, or even worse than we did at Bournemouth, and lose the game on purpose. You still got to go fight for it. There's no point you might as well just not turn up at that point. So do what you can in the cup. If you do lose, then fair enough. You can go focus on the league. Again, there's a 2-week break after this. You might as well go for it. There's no other reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of comments up on screen. Natasha says, "I'm a Chelsea fan. Good luck for the game." That's a very nice thing to say, Natasha. Good luck to your opposition. Me, on the other hand, I will say, I hope you lose. I hope we smash you, Natasha.
Well, all I'm going to say is good luck to you, because at the moment you're in an absolute freefall. So.
Well, yeah, but it's Chelsea. This is it. They'll turn up every now and then, won't they, and put in a performance. That's it. Dawn says, "Agree with Reedy." Oh, there's a start. Somebody agrees with Reedy. Agree with Reedy. We got this far. Might as well give it all. Exactly. I think that was the thing. I was definitely on the side of, it was right to rest players for the Bournemouth game, because we were it was thrown in the middle of a few other games during a bad run. We had to try and keep the squad fresh. But now we've got a 2-week break. What? There's literally no point on if you show up to Chelsea. I know people will say, well, some people would be a bit petty or whatever and say Bournemouth are better than Chelsea anyway, which it's not exactly true. I suppose in a way they can, but Chelsea have better players. Chelsea will be a harder game than Bournemouth was. And, Chelsea they ain't going to do anything in the league. They're not going to finish top 4, or potentially they won't finish top 7. So that would mean
they come
that
for
winning
go for is this.
Yeah, silverware and getting into Europe, because if you win the FA Cup, it puts you in the Europa League. So can you imagine that, Leicester in the Championship next season?
I know, I said that. I said that in Phil's show, saying the fact that what if we do stay in the Championship and we have European football? how would Tuesday night games work, or Thursday
I
or
don't-
Friday night? Like, it wouldn't work because you've got to play midweek games in the Championship.
I think
You
it's
just-
only ever happened once. I can't remember which team it was. Somebody do some research and let us know. Boho Records is here. I'm picking on you, Boho. Go on Google and find out what Championship team it was that was playing in Europe. Boho does say exactly with 2-week break, go for it. We could do with the additional revenue as well. Yeah, every little helps, especially with financial fair play. Just before we carry on our chat, guys, there's 88. I was going to say 90. That was a bit hopeful. 88 people watching. If you could just do us a big favour, hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, drop a comment. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and that would be much appreciated. Chris says that at this rate we are going. At the rate we are going, we will be lucky to get promoted. Well, Chris, I mean, look, I don't want to get onto the topic right now because I will go on a rant. And I will get upset when there's no point because we've got the FA Cup coming up and we can win that. So, but no, I hear what you're saying. At this rate, technically, if you carry on, I think we're 16th in the form table. If you carry on as 16th in the form table, we will not get promoted. That's just fact. So hopefully we can turn our form around. All right then, Reedy. So let's talk Jamie Vardy. I think throughout periods of this season, every fan has had, and even Enzo, to be fair, has had his favourite striker. It's changed, right? Early on, it was Kelechi and Nacho. Early days, and then it became Daka. Well, it kind of went from Iheanacho to Vardy, then to Daka, and then Daka went to AFCON, and then it was Cannon for like 2 or 3 games. And then obviously Daka came straight back in. But there's no denying that right now Vardy is our informed striker. And what we're talking about in terms of... Because he's got 15 goals this season. You know, he's only 9 goals off his best ever tally. How mad is that? You talk about 15-16. You talk about 19-20. His 2 best seasons at Leicester. He's only 9 goals off it. You know, and I think he's got a goal per minute ratio... Or a minute per goal ratio of 92 minutes. He's scoring a goal every 92 minutes, which is unbelievable stuff. Obviously, we've said that we don't really necessarily need to rest people because we have a 2-week break. But do you rest Jamie Vardy? Because you'd imagine he's going to want to come. Enzo's going to want him to play against Bristol City first game back. It is 2 weeks, I know, but I suppose. You know, it's another match of football where there's a risk of an injury or something like that. Do you rest Vardy and play Daka? Because I don't think Cannon will start. I don't think Iheanacho will start. I think it would be Vardy or Daka. So, you know, your preference of Daka is the GOAT, you know, aside. In terms of actually what you think Enzo will do, what do you think?
I think that's one position that I think you can debate who changes in the side. Obviously, if it was a first team 11 at the moment, it would be Vardy. But like you said, I think you've got to concentrate with him in the league. And I don't think it's that big of a drop off in a cup competition if you did play Cannon, Kel, or Daka. So it's one position I think you can change, and if anything, if Vardy isn't playing, then I won't be shocked to see Daka in there. I don't think he's going to put Kell in there. To say that he did score quite a few when he's been in this cup, so I won't be shocked if he's in there as well. And again, the same with Cannon. He hasn't had much game time. Maybe he gives it him in the cup because he's scored a few in the cup already. So it could be any 3 of them. But I think you're right. I don't think Vardy will be there. If he is, then that's one way of saying he's put his full team out, because he's not going to play Vardy with a load of youngsters. He's going to play Vardy with all the main team.
Yep. Let's see a couple of the comments people are saying about the team. Tripe and onions, and they have a photo of a roast dinner there, so that's an interesting combination. Drop Mavididi, bring in Albrighton. I mean, we've been saying drop Mavididi, Reedy. I mean, everyone's been saying it because he has been poor, and I saw comments from Enzo this week saying that Mavididi's body language needs to change, which I think is an obvious thing. It's probably the first thing I notice when I see Mavididi on the pitch. I think Enzo said something along the lines of, you know, in the last game he got fouled early on, the ref didn't give it, and then suddenly Mavididi's, you know, he's one of them, and his arms drop. You know what I mean? He just then, from that moment, doesn't look like he cares. And I'm not saying he doesn't care, but he needs to have a better mentality in terms of when things don't go your way, you need to kind of kick on and try and make something happen. So again, from excluding the rest or the preference side of things, do you think Mavididi will be dropped? Do you think he should be dropped for this game? And if you do, who comes in? Is it Albrighton? Is it Marçal? Madavidua? I don't know who else you could say. That's it, really, isn't it? Because of injuries. I mean, Casey McAteer, but I don't want him on the left because I don't think he's very good on the left. Who starts? Who starts against Chelsea on the wing?
Yeah, that's the mental thing, because for me, yes, he deserves a drop, but in a cup competition, so he's not in the league, I'd play Mavididi on Sunday. That's for me. Again, on paper or stats wise, he deserves to play, but in the league he's been poor. So yeah, I'd play him in the cup to hopefully put your best team out. But when it comes back to the league, yeah, you drop him because he's not been performing in the league. And the only thing we need to do in the league is win points. And with him in the team, obviously I know it's not all down to him now. We're not winning games, but he's a key factor, because before he was on form and he was getting player of the months and stuff. So it's a massive difference.
Well, one of the guys we mentioned was Marçal. Somebody said here also would love to see Marçal start his quality. Now, it was very weird what happened. I kind of touched about it on my show earlier in the season, and then I kind of just forgot about it, as a lot of people did. But he started pretty much every pre-season game. Mm. He then started a couple of the games at the very start of the season. I think he started against Coventry, and then he played in the Cardiff game and he scored in that 2-1 win. Great goal, by the way, from a corner, and then he kind of volleyed it in. And then he disappeared. He literally vanished. And I think my whole tin hat conspiracy theory about it at the time was maybe he got a bit too big for his boots. Maybe he thought, maybe his mentality wasn't there and he was kind of getting ahead of himself. And Enzo thought, nipped it in the bud, back to the under-21s. Or was it literally just because, we had wingers, we had wingers fit and whatever, so we were just like, no thanks. But in the Bournemouth game, I think he looked energetic. I think his end product isn't amazing. But do you think he should be given a chance?
The thing with Marcel is, there is other wingers that are better than him and in better form than him. And obviously, I know at the moment Mavididi isn't, but again, skill, quality, the level of player, he's not as high level as Mavididi. So I would give him a chance, but against the likes of Man City, I just don't think he'll be up to it. Yes, he might give it all he can, but I just don't think he'll be at the level we need him to be. And yeah, I could say the same for Mavididi if he starts, but again, I kind of, when I was at one game, I can't remember what it was, and we were saying about how bad Mavididi was. As much as it sounds stupid, he's like a Mahrez, because he's brilliant. He's brilliant once every couple of times. This was before we won the league, by the way. He would give something special at one key moment, but the rest of the game he was average. And obviously, I know when he won the league, he was fantastic the whole way through, but that's the level he's at.
After that as well. After he won the league, he was the same.
Yeah, of course.
He went back. He was that
one key special moment. People were saying drop Morris because he wasn't given enough, but then he'd have one special moment, like a free kick. I can remember scoring late on in a game. There is moments where he needs to be doing it. So yeah, for me, Marcel should be given a chance, but I just don't think it's right for a cup if you're going to go full strength. If not, then you obviously do play him, but it all depends on what you put out.
Completely. I mean, look, the thing that this annoys me with Leicester, and it's been like this for years, we just don't really have a good loan setup, if you like, because I feel like we keep young players in the academy until they're like 24 or something, and then they're either good enough or they're not, and then they just let go. Like Dewsbury Hall. How old was Dewsbury Hall? 23 when he came through, 22. Yeah. And it's not old, but for
no, but you've got like Fatu, who's 19. He's exactly on a higher level than a lot of wingers at the moment. So
that's exactly what I mean. So the thing with, you look at a player like Marçal and you think, well, if he's not playing for us, he's definitely good enough to go on loan to a championship team. He could go to Swansea
Norwich,
or something. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, like mid-table, lower half championship team. He could easily go there, and he would get a lot of game time. But he doesn't. We just don't do it. So what is the problem with doing that? Or if he is genuinely a prospect that you want to keep around the club, give him some game time. I know we did against Bournemouth, but for me that's not enough, especially when you've got Mavididi on the pitch not playing well. There is 139 people now. Again, sorry for the people who've been there the whole time, and I'm repeating myself, but if you can hit the like button, please. There's only 6 likes on this so far, and there's 132 people. If you all hit the like button, it's going to go to 130 likes. So please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. I think we should go for it Sunday. To be honest, end of the day, why not? Yeah, exactly. I'm in agreement, Jamie. There's no excuses, really. We can all do it. Needs a kick up the backside. I would leave Mavididi out and play Marcel. Tito Blue is here. Locks, loved your mind games on the Leeds channel, showing your meltdown to Leeds. Yeah, I went on the Leeds fan channel on... Oh, God, what day are we today? Thursday. Tuesday, maybe? Yeah, I did have a little meltdown, and I think I've got a right to have a meltdown because things haven't been going well recently. But anyway, meltdown aside, it's the FA Cup now. Just quickly, actually, we said I kind of wrote off Iheanacho earlier on, actually, when I said about the strikers. Iheanacho is the king of the FA Cup for us. Maybe we do give him a chance, Reedy. What do you think?
I've said it before, he has been scoring in the FA Cup. Again, I don't think he's scored many in this league, this year's FA Cup, but again, there's always a chance, and if you had to put money on someone scoring out of the 4 in the FA Cup, you probably would say it would be Vardy and then maybe Kel. Obviously, Daka. The only reason I was saying to play Daka is because, like you said, he was in good form, so that's why you keep playing him. But he hasn't been scoring in the last couple of games when he was playing, so Vardy's been given the chance. So yeah, there's every chance he'll be in there. I just don't think Enzo rates him highly enough to put him in this sort of game.
Yeah, I just think.
But then he did do well when he came on against Bournemouth. For me, he did really well. So I think maybe there's a chance.
I'm more than happy with Enzo to take a bit of a risk on this weekend in terms of if he threw a Marcel in there, or if he threw if he threw Iheanacho in there. I'm more than happy with that, or Daka even. I just think in the league now we have to go with what's proven, and right now it's Vardy. He's proven. And I hate to say it again, I think Connor Cody needs to play, but he'll probably play this Sunday anyway, I imagine. So yeah, anyway. Trevor
see this before you move on. That's why I was saying that wouldn't you rather keep Cody for the league game and put someone like Nelson in this game against Chelsea? That's what I mean. There's always if buts and maybes. It's Vardy. I would play Vardy on Sunday, but because of the league, you'd probably prefer him to play in that Bristol City game. So
it's a really difficult, and it's a headache that Enzo must have, because we know Cody's better in the central of the 3, the centre of the 3 centre backs, and Vestergaard is here, and what do you do? I mean, I had a bit of a disagreement with Jamie Fox's Arms Jamie last weekend before the whole game, because I was like, no, you have to play Cody because he's played 2 games in the last week, or at the time it was in the last week, and we had 2 clean sheets, and you can't overlook that. And again, I got what Jamie was saying in terms of, well, Vestergaard's coming back in, but you need to find a place in your team for your best players, and maybe he plays on that right side of the 3. He's not going to be as strong, but Fass, again, mate, for me, this is the perfect opportunity to drop Fass. You have an excuse to drop Fass because of a terrible performance against Hull. That's your opportunity to drop him. It is, I agree, it's hard to drop players when they're putting in great performances like they had been all season. But now, Cody's had 2 good performances. Fass has had 2 not so good, You're
not seeing Hassan, yeah, there you go.
He hasn't had a chance since he returned from the Asia Cup.
There's a reason why, mate.
the way I look at Harry Souttar, really, is like the way I don't know where I'm going with this, mate, but I just feel like he's
your desperate player. He's your desperate player.
I think he's a novelty. I think he's a novelty because of how tall he is, mate.
If you're winning 1-0 and you need to keep that win, you put him on at the back and just make sure he wins their medals. That's the only time I've seen him do it.
Yeah. 3 games this season, and they've all been like 5 minutes or whatever. I don't think Harry Souttar. I mean, I think he's all but gone. Unfortunately, I would have liked it to work out, but it's not this style. It's not his style. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He blamed Brendan Rodgers. He brought in Christensen, Tete, and Suter, and where are they all now? Well, Tete's not at the club, Christensen's not at the club, and Suter may as well not be at the club. Do you think let's go to Lewis Louis or Lewis. I can't remember which one it was. A Wembley trip will give us confidence, which we need. It will give us confidence, Reedy, if we get a win. And I said this about the whole game. I said a draw is probably a good time to end things in the league, because if you win the league game, you want to then have another game straight away to carry on the momentum. And if you lose, you kind of want to put it right straight away. Whereas a draw is kind of a fair way to end. But if we win on Sunday, mate, that's a massive boost of confidence, because I think it's going to be interesting to see. I know we said this about the Bournemouth game, about how we play against better opposition or Premier League opposition, but I think this is completely different, mate, because we might see a different side to some of these players, thinking, oh yeah, this is a big, because every footballer wants to play against the best teams, and maybe we'll see a different side to the likes of Mavididi. Maybe he will turn it on in front of the better opposition. And you look at Harry Winks, the type of club he used to play against every week, and all of this. So maybe we will see that side to them, mate.
Yeah, I agree completely. You could say we're playing against a highest level team we probably played this season. Yes, you'd probably say Liverpool's in there, but again, we've seen the difference in quality when we played them. We scored first, but we absolutely got battered in the second half. But now we're playing probably the second highest level team that we've played this season, and they're not in the best form. Players in our club now will probably think there's every chance they can get a goal, or even do everything they can to keep their spot in the team going into the last 9 games of the season. So I completely agree. Mabadini might be a well beater now in this game, but then again, all depends on who else plays in the team, because for me, if we do put a second team lineup out there, Mabadi won't be in there, so it all depends on what he puts out. There
is a fear for me on I don't want to get too harsh and whatever. There is a fear about Mavididi for me, about his mentality. I mean, you've got a player there who was at Arsenal, who was at Juventus, and he's just not really done anything too amazing with his career, and there is a worry that maybe his mentality isn't right, and he's not like he's a young player anymore. He's 26 or 27 now. This is he probably won't be at a better club than Leicester now in his career. This is probably the highest he will be. So, he needs to impress. You know what I mean? So, Vardy to score a winner, Connor says. We'll get on to predictions very shortly, Connor. Chelsea will give us more time on the ball, Andy reckons. I don't think we will. All
I'll say is I think the one game we can kind of look at and think we've got a chance is the Leeds game, because yes, they might have been in a lot better form than us when they faced Chelsea, and they were 1-0 up at one point. So again, there's every chance that as long as you stay in it and maybe even go to extra time and penalties, there's always a chance you win in penalties. I'm not saying we're going to batter them. I'm not going to say we're going to do anything like that. But if you stick in the game, even if it's a 1-0 loss, either if that's 2-1, 3-2, whatever it is, I'd be more than happy. As long as you don't get battered, then you'd probably say it's a fair fight. But again, there's every chance we do win.
Yeah, I'd again, going back to what I said about like Mavididi and Winks and all that, I do think the players will up their game, because it's like, I know people were saying about some of the excuses labelled at Leicester fans in the King Power this season were, well, how do we get up for Rotherham, Huddersfield, Cardiff? When we're in the Premier League, if we're in the Premier League, the atmosphere will naturally be better. And I think it's the same with the players as well. Naturally, they will up their game because they're playing against £100 million Enzo Fernandez, £80 million Moses Caicedo, God knows whatever big blue bottle jobs, £1 billion
and Chowdhury will be the one that shows them all up.
Chowdhury snapping Caicedo. By the way, just it feels wrong to talk about Premier League players because obviously we're not in the Premier League. I'm not used to it now, but Caicedo is the biggest load of crap I think I've ever seen in my life, mate. He is shocking. Anyway, any more comments? The likes got up to 12, by the way. Still 154 people watching. If you can hit the like button, that would be great. I want to see that number rise before the end. Would like to see Cody play more, give Fass a break. Yeah, it's exactly what me and Reedy were just saying, Dawn. Let's have a look what Gary says. Play the team that got us this far in the Cup. They deserve the chance. We don't need any injuries going into the last 10. league is most important with the points difference for top four. It's an interesting one, Reedy. I can't say I agree with Gary. I think you do need to strengthen a little bit, but do you think we might still... Yeah, do you think we might see some of the players that were in the last game? I mean, to be fair, it was Stolisic. Was it Stolisic in goal that game, wasn't it? I mean, do you... We haven't spoken about the keeper yet. Do you play him this Sunday? Or
again, he's one position that I will agree. Stolisic plays. Again, I don't think there's massive difference if Hermansen does play, but the stats show that Stolisic is had 6 clean sheets out of 7. Just shows you he is an amazing second backup keeper. So you do play him. I won't be shocked if oh yeah, but he's shit in it. But yeah, again, I would start him in this cup game. He's played in every cup game that I think we've played this season. So give him the chance. If we're going to talk about team though, you probably would play a back three, maybe. It depends who started the last couple of games. Is it Doyle or JJ? Because if whoever hasn't been starting, you put the other one in. It's another one where they have been playing. They have been playing on form, so they have been playing. For me, Vestergaard starts, and then it all depends on who's on the right side. I probably would say FaZe. I don't think Cody suits that right hand side for me. Midfield, Chardry and Winks. Again, I don't think you can drop Winks even if it is a FA Cup game. Midfield, though, I would probably have to say, yes, drop Mavadini and put someone like Marcel on the left. Fatu starts. In the middle, you probably would have KDH and maybe give a chance to one of the lower side players or whatnot. I probably would say Atgun, but it depends if we can play him anymore with how that situation is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with it because I saw this week. It might have been all clickbait and all that, but people saying that we're not going to sign him. But
we can't. But yeah.
But then maybe there is an agreement that can be had between the two clubs because I know that these option to buy and mandatory buy options and all of this they are removable, right? So if it's in the interest of both clubs, I'm sure a deal can be struck to say, right, okay, we can't buy him, so either he doesn't play another game for us this season, or we get rid of
take him back.
Yeah, or we get rid of the clause, right, out of the deal where we have to buy him, and we will carry on playing him. Because think about it, right? You've got Galatasaray who they either just have the player come back who won't play for them because that's why they've loaned him out because they don't want him at the minute.
Yeah, because there's a certain player who's playing in better form called Under.
yeah, he's very good actually at the minute. Or Atgun stays and continues to develop. He plays, maybe 10 more games for us, and he goes back to them a better player than what he would have been if he goes back now. So I'm sure something can be met. I think everyone's really not too worried about that deal, though. I think they're more worried about the Fatu deal because God knows what's going to happen to that. It all looked gravy 2 months ago, mate. Now it's not looking so good with the promotion hanging in the balance. Right, guys, get your comments in about score predictions. I want to know your score predictions for the Chelsea game and first goal scorer. So let us know what you think is going to happen. Just to follow up there from Lewis, please not Suter. What was I saw a comment up here talking about? Let me just see. Oh yeah, sorry, I already showed that. Yes, Leeds fans are intolerable. They are horrific people. Don't mean that in a nasty way. I just mean in terms of
my sister's boyfriend is Leeds fan. Every time we lose, he always messages me. Yeah.
They're the only fans that come close to how insufferable Liverpool fans are. It is literally them two. That is it. And the next bad one's probably Man United, but they're a long way down. Liverpool and Leeds are just so horrible to be around when they're winning. Facebook user here, Vardy first goal scorer, 11
Very
minutes.
precise.
Yeah. Score prediction, maybe?
Yeah, put that on a bet, see if you get it
in. yeah. Okay, I think you're about Jakub. Yeah, Jakub Stolisic. I can never Stolisic. I'm going to go with that. Reedy, mate, score prediction, first goal scorer.
Do you know what? I've had a suspicion this whole week, and I feel like we're going to go 2 goals up. Wow. But then we're going to draw
5-2.
put that we're going to draw 2-1 and go to penalties. I don't know why. I said against Liverpool when we played them. I said I think we're going to get an early goal, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think against Chelsea, I think we'll somehow get 2 goals up, and then we'll draw 2-2 and go to penalties and probably lose it. But I'll go for a draw. And I think goal scorers, it depends who's up front. I think whoever's up front will score first for us. Either it's Kel, Vardy, or any of them. But again, it all depends on who starts.
Yeah, going 2 up, it's not a bad shout, mate. I do fancy that. Maybe we can work out a bet here, or maybe we can go with Leicester to win I think you can do this on betting
Leicester
sites.
win the first half.
Bet responsibly, but yeah, bet responsibly, guys. Leicester to win the first half 2-0, something like that, and then Leicester to lose the second half. Let's have a look. Leeds on top, say 2-0 Leicester, hopefully. Yeah, Leeds probably won. By the way, you're not on top, by the way, second place, just letting you know. To be fair, you might be on top this weekend, actually, because we're not playing. If you win by 2 goals, I think, they'll go above us. 2-1 to City, Daka score first. Pam Lewin says 2-1 Leicester. Andy Medhurst says 3-1 Chelsea.
I don't think, before we even get to the game, I don't think people will be minding if we did lose the game.
No, I don't think.
Obviously, I just want us to win. I just want us to give it a go. I don't want us to just get slaughtered. So, for me, as long as you give it a go, even if you go 1 up and then lose 3-1, I don't mind. It's just as long as you don't just let it happen and just get slapped.
Yeah. 2-2 Chelsea to win on penalties, though my heart wants us to win. Hopefully we do win, but yeah, 2-2. I mean, look, if that happens, you can hang your head high with that all day long. 5-0 loss there, go on the complete flip side. Thanks for I haven't got your name, probably a good thing. But yeah, 5-0 loss income. But yeah, all right, Reedy, thanks for jumping on, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries. I'll catch you tomorrow night.
Yes, I'm gonna mention that in a sec, but yes, I'll see you tomorrow night, mate. And Jamie shows on Sunday. Big guest. Is it revealed who the guest is?
I won't. We won't reveal it now, but people probably have seen on social places.
Okay, so if you want to know who it is, go to YouTube and you'll see their face. But yeah, so Jamie show 10 a.m. And then we have a game literally two hours later, which is mad. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, cheers, Rudy, mate. See you next time.
No worries. See you in a bit.
Right, guys, coming towards the end, get your final score predictions in, and I'm going to do it one more time. There is 157 people watching. If you can all drop a like, I know some of you have. In fact, I know 12 of you have. If 150 of you could also hit the like button. And by the way, subscribing is completely free. Some people just don't know that. Subscribing on YouTube, if you hit the subscribe button, is free of charge. It takes you 2 seconds. And you're helping us out, and you'll also be notified whenever we're live as well if you hit the bell button. But more importantly, yeah, if you can drop a like, that would be great. Thank you. Lewis says we either get battered or win. Yeah, I could see that happening. Reedy mentioned there about seeing me tomorrow, and I said we'll talk about that. Yes, so tomorrow night is, of course... Oh, it's disappeared. No, it was here. Now it's not. Oh, well. Tomorrow night is a event at the Morningside Arena. I think it's called something else now, but the Morningside Arena. Here we go. Here it is. Leicester Legends Night tomorrow. Matt Elliott, Emil Heskey, Muzzy Izzet, Martin O'Neill, Jerry Taggart and Steve Walsh at the Morningside Arena tomorrow night from 7 o'clock onwards. Now, I think tickets are sold out, unfortunately, but some of you may have already had a ticket. I know Andy Medhurst has. So, Andy, I will see you there. Come and say hello to me because I have no idea what you look like, but Phil does, I'm sure. Me and Reedy will be there. Come and have a chat with us, whatever. And yeah, it'd be great to see some of you there. But again, that is pretty much it for this evening's show. Like I said, we'll be on with Jamie from the Fox's Arms Sunday, 10 a.m. with a special guest. And yeah, if you can hit the like button, that'd be great. And we'll see you next time on the on Leicester Fan TV and on this Fox's Focus. I'll be back next Thursday at around similar time, 6:30. And hopefully we're still in the FA Cup. Who knows? Who knows? But until then, thanks all. Have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely Friday tomorrow. Come on, Leicester. Not you, Ben Chilwell. You are a knob. We will beat you. Cheers.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Everards, Barlow Blinds, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hollogram, Take Me, Newby Co, The Fox's Arms and Rainbows. Run by the fans, for the fans. Follow us on socials at Leicester Fan TV and visit LeicesterFanTV.com for all the latest news, views and videos.
What do you mean, Andy Medhurst? What do you mean, bring some money? You sound like a bailiff coming for me. All the best. Cheers.